morning everyone. Today I will be giving a brief overview of Huawei. Huawei is a global technology company that operates mainly in the ICT industry. This includes telecommunications equipment, cloud computing, AI, and smart devices. The company was founded in 1987 and is headquartered in Shenzhen, China. Today, Huawei has over 200 employees and operates in more than 170 countries, serving around 3 billion people worldwide. Vision, mission, and core value. Huawei vision and mission is to bring digital to every person, home, and organization for a fully connected, intelligent world. The company focuses strongly on innovation. Almost 150 of Huawei revenue is invest in R&D every year, making it one of the world's top innovators. Other core values include open collaboration, customer-centric innovation, and commitment to high quality and sustainable technologies. Then the current strategic position and recent development. In terms of strategic position, Huawei continues to lead in 5G and next generation network technology. The company also expand aggressive into cloud computing, AI, digital power solution, and intelligent vehicle system. Huawei ecosystem products such as Harmony OS, Essence, and Compact computing platform are growing and helping the company reduce reliance on foreign technologies. Recent development for Huawei record strong revenue growth in 2024, raised over 816 billion Chinese yuan. However, profit was lower because the company continues to invest heavily in research and development. Huawei is also focused on green energy, includes smart energy storage and carbon reduced technologies. Another major development is Huawei entry into intelligent vehicle, where it provides software, sensor, and autonomous driving system.
Huawei strategy have shown the strength is strong R&D capability, leadership in 5G technology, and product portfolio. And Huawei also has winners such as station in center market like UK, US, relate on extra chips and some reputation challenges. By the way, Huawei also have many opportunities like the risk demand for AI, cloud computing, IoT, the ground of electric vans technology. Also, Huawei have a trend like US session, interest global competition and supply chain vulnerabilities. For the pestle analysis, Huawei is for political factor, especially government restrictions on employment in some countries. For economy, global usage, the company operation, socially, the growing demand for digital solution benefit in Huawei. Technology and technological innovation bring broad opportunity and pressure to keep up. For the environmental searching a passion for green and sustainable prompting drive Huawei to adapt. The last is regulating global data security and pricing regulations becoming strict, creating additions, compromise channels.
So there are 4 proposed strategy implemented by Huawei. So the first one is global market penetration. Huawei expand to emerging states like Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America because this state, the price sensitivity is quite high. So it is important for Huawei to take notes on these factors. So next, we have post leadership strategy. So strategies has been implemented by Huawei on cost leadership is economies of scale, which Huawei use this to benefit from bulk purchasing to process their components to create phones such as silicon chip from Intel and to lowering their costs. Next, for cost leadership, they implement vertical integration, which they produce components from their companies and they do not rely from other suppliers. So for the differentiation strategy, they invest heavily in research and development, which is 10% of their annual revenue. They just like cost leadership strategy, they use this strategy to create component design like keyring chips and use their technology for AI, artificial intelligence, and for 5G network. So for diversification strategy, they entering new sectors, which is cloud computing, which is they establishing Huawei clouds, and digital energy and automotive. They choose to partner with car makers to provide smart vehicle platforms and developing green energy solutions. So they also focusing on geographic expansion, which they target developing country first, and then when they have enough capital, they try to gain experience by entering new markets such as developed countries. Okay, that's it.
Next, we are moving on the implementation plan. So as he said, it's about the proposed strategy. It's like the theory of it. Now we actually want to apply it. So for the first strategy, which is about the expanding the new market or the new market. So as he said earlier, the market suggests is like Africa, the Latin America, or any Asian country, because first, as he said, price sensitivity. Secondly, is having a much reduced defection or spread of geopolitical issues. So the way to apply this is they're gonna enter the market with middle budget. They're gonna apply the small hub around the continent and then establish the cloud hub. They're also gonna spread out the products in mid-range price such as phones, tablets, and stuff. And this plan initially target of Huawei for this plan is initially to get 3 contracts for the host country. So the contract in terms of perhaps they are renting the cloud service or having some manufacturing assistance, something like that. And after that, they're gonna try to grow their revenue through that, and finally they gonna spread out the Harmony OS and cloud to become the second or main ecosystem as in something they are covering the whole market. So for this one, if there was some political pressure, because there's a main issue here, because let's say Huawei is from China, right? So we know the things about China sometimes being perceived bad in some countries, or they are just less educated. So if that happens, they can just change their focus of production or selling product to something as non-telecoms. Like initially they start with phone and tablet, right? So perhaps they can go to other stuff like vehicles or IoT things, something like that. So about the second one, supply chain localization, which is focused on the strategy he just said. This is more about SCM in handling of their production, their material. Firstly, they can do is standardize the infrastructure, which means every factory or outlet they have in host country, so in this point China, perhaps they can standardize the way they product, the way they produce, perhaps standardize the system, so you can reduce increase the clarity and reduce the bottlenecks and reduce other cost related. They also can encourage the R&D part to research on the old products and chip. So when they research the in-house product, they perhaps they improve it to make sure they can replace the needs of third-party supplier in chips, like I said earlier. So if it's still low, the backup is here, yeah. The backup is R&D on all the products. So the third one is integration of AI in Harmony OS. This is about applying AI in Harmony OS, the cloud service. So this implementation is for increasing the product capabilities. Like, you know, since all time around the trend is AI and such, so they just see something really pintar, something like that. And then if something, other than that, they can also focus for something like tangible. Or perhaps, example, if the phone, you can improve the spec, improve the memory, improve the camera and such. This improvement is about targeting the enterprise or government agencies. This is also a kind of strategy. If Huawei gets a really high competition around there, they can focus on something to government or big agencies. They need to secure the big projects early. Don't think about the small ones. That's it and big. So what the fourth one, the automatic investment. This is about applying the iOS AI in other stuff, more than just phone and tablet. Prioritizing in EV spare parts. Instead of they just producing a new EV, they focus on spare part. If they are focusing on spare part and then promote the tech they have, they can be seen as one of the supplier to other ones that the other company they want to do EV instead. So AI integration in software can be applied to vehicles too. So perhaps you can compete with another EV vehicle production or something big like Tesla or something. So about the evaluation. So the one section we can look is the cloud revenue growth and Harmony OS adoption rate. This tracks how many people really adopt Harmony OS. This is used to track the first strategy about penetrating new market. So it also track the coverage. So to see is it worth to expand more hubs or opening more hubs under the country. Second one is R&D to sales ratio, bill of materials, and DCSR. R&D to sales ratio, which means how significant R&D to the sales. Bill of materials is like the cost of materials we have. DCSR is the DC cost. So sorry. To know how effective the R&D effort is and to gain significance of material that are in-house, because they are, say earlier, objective to make more in-house material to reduce costs and reduce dependence on third party. The third one is patent quality index and native app count. PQI is more about the quality index based on people. So how much of R&D can do, how much R&D contribute to the quality. And it also counts the level of acceptance of consumers, like how many people accept the new stuff on Harmony OS or new product like phones and tablets. The fourth one is shared and current big contracts. This is referred to third and fourth strategy, which are about securing the big contracts. We can identify a VIP user or high profit potential. This means if you identify VIP, we can focus our service to them to gain more profit with them. This is the snowballing effect over there. And second one is identifying degree of dominance in ecosystem market. Because one company that have big contracts might seem like a big power. And because there are also many ways to evaluate the powers, this one means what are the good costs because it's in tech. That's it. Thank you.